Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. There's one more game left here in this Swiss stage. And I think many of us thought that we may not be seeing an Australian team grace the Kudos Bank Arena, but there is a chance that we could be wrong again. It's Chiefs, of course, flying high after that previous victory, but again, it could be destined for a crash landing. I'm doing my monologue. Give me a sec. And of course, OpTic, who had a very tough game up against FaZe, didn't look very happy. Mixwell looked down in the dumps. They were even shooting each other in the back. Now you can go.
Are we going to hire Mitch? He was doing his monologue. I don't know.
He's done or not?
No, I'm done. We're
How
good
are
now.
you doing, Chad? How are you, Chad?
Well, Twitter weren't too happy with me saying that Chiefs had no chance in that last game, but they definitely had a fantastic performance.
Why do you hate Chiefs so much?
Look, their manager has a big mouth, so I just thought we'll get stuck in on the team based off of from him alone.
I'm fine with that, to be fair.
Reasonable.
To be
Yeah.
fair.
I do it.
Yeah,
I've been butting heads with Frank for ages because we've always had teams that have been rivals against each other. We've
Who's
been
Frank?
managing. Frank's manager of Chiefs.
To be fair, the Chiefs...
that would probably be beneficial for people watching to know.
The
Yeah,
Chiefs
just
League of
Frank.
Legends team,
Don't you know?
just for more context, the Chiefs League of Legends teams were the best up until this season, and then now they suck.
Oh yeah.
They definitely wiped
Just
the
as the game they play.
they wiped the floor with a few of my boys. But let's get back to the main point here, guys. They looked very, very good in that last map against North. It was Nuke, of course, the map that we didn't really expect them to beat the Danes out in, and yet they did. Obviously, definitely tensions were flying high on the North side of things. There's no doubt about it. And Chiefs came close. There were a few blunders. I think it was pointed out by the casters here. We'll rehash that though. Overall, good recovery in the last half.
For sure. Some of the things I like they did fundamentally well was there was a 2v1 situation with Config where the Chief guys were actually on eco. They picked up some AKs. It was Alistair and Malta, and they played together at the back box on ramps, and they let Config have all the room. He walked into them, and they were able to frag him. They played some Deagle force by rounds quite well. They just traded fantastically. But then the mistakes, it's like running into the lower bomb site versus an eco, smoking the doors, and then not watching the smokes. Just smoke the bomb site itself and plant in it. It means if they want to fight you, they have to shoot through the smoke to give away their position, and you're able to quickly whip around and take them out. So maybe that's an adjustment they've made. But overall, you know, it was a fantastic performance and a huge upset win for the boys.
Should we allow Chiefs to be wanting to play Train here, or after what we saw from them last time they played OpTic? Mind you, this is a rematch, the only rematch we have in this group, this Swiss stage, and it was a 16-4, I think, to OpTic on Train last time around.
Yeah. I was actually in the players lounge once that game ended, the Chiefs game, and they were actually sitting and saying that they want to face OpTic again. I think it was Tux and also saying that I want to play Train again because they feel like they really didn't perform in that game, that they can do much better. The Train is a great map for them as well. So OpTic in this tournament though played Inferno against North in their opening game, and then 3 Trains in a row against Vici, against Chiefs, and against FaZe. So they're going to get a 4th Train now.
Okay, now, Chad, is this suicide, really? I know that they wanted to play OpTic again on this map, and we look back at last time Chiefs played. Was it just a performance issue with just not hitting your shots, per se? Or were there some fundamental problems in terms of strategy and general approach for Chiefs that maybe couldn't be rectified so quickly?
The approach was similar to the Renegades one where they did the inside pushes and that kind of stuff. They just didn't follow through or find the frags in the same way, and then they dropped back. Maybe if they're going to do that aggressive stuff, they have to follow through and have the balls to actually go for those pushes and take it to OpTic, because they were just getting dictated to. And the best way to stop that is, you know, fight them head on.
But I mean, this is very, very interesting because you can't, like, playing the same team twice on the same map. And they played yesterday, their first game. So obviously Chiefs can go back and look at their mistakes and figure out what they can do differently. While OpTic definitely not going to think much about that game up until now. Pistol round!
Over to the casters.
Well, apparently it's us, and apparently it's a pistol round, lads. Thank you very much for stop talking in time. Analyst,
we are
stop,
live,
analyst
right?
stop talk. Caster,
Okay.
stop yell.
Start yell.
And game start pistol.
Okay, it's a 4-on-3. We have got the Chiefs on the T side here. It's all subsided. We've got a chance to catch our breaths.
I liked Yanko's reaction.
Yeah, that was good.
Hey, have I talked to you about that logo today?
Yes, you have.
It's on both Train and Nuke, which are the only maps we've seen in these last 4.
Well, for now, the bomb is making its way towards that side. It's on the back of Tux. Mixwell, Naf, and Tarek up against it. A minute remaining as well. What a fast start this has had, but all quiet for now.
All quiet on the Western Front. Did you read that book?
No.
Nah, neither did I. Heard good things about it. Don't know if I believe it or not. Mixwell is going to try and open up shots toward the E-box, but look inside of the site. Good shot inside indeed by Nav. For some reason the kill feed's not showing up for us on our observer feed, but I've got it here on the computer to my left, it's Tux and Alistair that are going to be the ones to find the remaining kills, leaving Chiefs in a 1-0 scoreline.
Yeah, we did see OpTic on this map before, up against FaZe, and left a lot to be desired, I have to say. We'll see whether Mixwell especially can step up. Had a very quiet game, and of course getting team killed a few times by his own friends there, in the form of Tarek mainly. We'll see what happens here. Chiefs were quite impressive, I have to say, and we'll see what happens going forward. 4 UMPs and an MP7, a rare appearance on that weapon, coming in the hands of Alistair. What a result that was against North, taking them out of the tournament, and a bit of a wake-up call for that Danish side, who are once very, very hot properties in terms of CSGO overall, winning Epicenter. It's kind of been a downward trajectory since then, but we'll see what happens. As we enter round number 2 here. Naf, he's got the UMP out. He's the only player that's really forced one to this round. It's kind of strange.
An overrated weapon, the UMP.
Sorry?
It's not all it's cracked up to be. It's a very overrated weapon.
Yeah, apparently.
I think it needs a buff, actually.
Mixwell didn't spend a single penny into this round. His teammates are just some deagles, so quite a modest buy into round number 2. A lot of teams obviously opting for 4 spies here on the CT side. In towards inside we go. And they haven't found much just yet, but now to find the first frag and a couple.
And a couple indeed. Alistair Malta. Find one on Tarek as well. Inns tries to fire back down through the bomb train, but it's Alistair that's pushed up close, and he's going to spot Mixwell, hear him rather, going above, so they should be in good position now to wrap up round 2 and avoid any eco issues. I say that, and Hayes is able to find Alistair and get in position to potentially catch off. Inns can't quite do so.
Well, Chiefs managed to negate, I guess, the partial buy there from OpTic. Like I was saying, it's quite usual for the city sides to force one that second round. Doesn't come in this time. And Naf doing a good job to find a couple of frags. That's all he gets. And we're going to round number 3 here. And not really much OpTic can do. They can get some P50s, and Mixer will be almost certainly getting the AWP out next round. He was very quiet in the previous encounters on this map. We'll hopefully see him step up against Chiefs. They're certainly the favourites going into this one, but Chiefs have impressed me in this tournament, I have to say. So,
yeah, I had no idea what to expect from them coming into this.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think
I certainly wasn't dropped on my head as a baby.
I don't get that one.
I wouldn't have bet on them. It's a reference to Chad's tweet. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Now that we're all back in the room.
Yeah, just about. And 4 PT50s, not really much they can do about the situation. You can see their Chiefs being very disciplined overall. 3 AKs, 2 UMPs, still with their smokes in hand as well, and just going to be slowly dissecting them out. Going towards Brown Horse for now. Pex leading the charge. Getting control of that area. It's going to be a pretty much full stack towards the outside position. There's only one player in the form of Naf towards inside, and he's right back in connector as well, so taking a bit of a gamble here. Still could work out. Very unlikely they'll make a dent into this round, but we'll see. 50 seconds remaining, and it looks like inside small execution. Don't have to throw out to the ring. Will be coming in momentarily.
Try to anyway. Pex will sit on top of default plant position without a bomb, but that'll arrive now. And a flank wouldn't necessarily be advised if Inns is going to continue to watch the ladder in such a stern tone. They'll back off, I think, and try and save the UMP. Perhaps rotation toward CT collectively. It's not like they have armor in this, but the UMP might be valuable, perhaps heading into a 3rd round where they won't be able to buy much. I'm not sure what the mentality is at this point, because they seem to be aggressive, and I think it's exactly that. Save the little weapons they do have. Pick up another UMP. They have a P250 if you want to consider that worthy. I guess against armor, certainly better than the USP.
Well, from what we've come to learn about the UMPs, it's certainly worth saving.
Yeah.
They are trying to cause a bit of chaos here towards the inner side and maybe take some T's down with them, but ultimately they get a couple of kills, pick up those UMPs, and they'll be keeping those going forward. And they didn't actually force buy into the 2nd round, so they'll actually have a decent economy going forward as well. They'll certainly hold on to those aforementioned lesser weapons, so now Fantarek will be holding those. And we did see OpTic mix up their gameplay in that previous game as well, pushing towards inside ramp, and Mixwell, like I said, very quiet game from him. I'm hoping he can kind of pick himself up, dust himself down, and see whether he can start hitting some shots here. He's going to be heading, presumably, towards the outside area, probably at the connector, watching that position for now. No one to challenge him just yet, and he'll be just holding on towards the bomb train.
Lots of glass being broken. It's like a high school prom party. Tarek will wait at the bottom of the green ladder. funnel them. Don't want to have much access back down Pop Dog if he continues to play aggressive in that toward B more frequently through the brown halls. Only one inside of B as well. It's Nafla who's using the UMP. Lane, cover off both Z connector and in front of the trains itself. Now he's going to counter smoke, but he's inside of the fire and he has to get aggressive in close quarters with the UMP. He's a little bit hesitant to go beyond the point at which we saw him, but they have gone back the other direction. And they have found Tarek, the man that was the linchpin. He's opened up quite a big gap as well because Alistair is able to take down Russian Chiefs.
How sick is
They're
this?
take another man advantage in this.
Yeah, this is a really nice execution. The full inside fake there, finding a pick, smokes everywhere, forcing rotations from outside as well. They go back towards Pop Dog. Alistair finds an amazing frag towards the actual bomb train itself, and it's a 5-on-2. Chiefs have run away with this round. That execution's been on point today.
Yeah,
the
nuke
fakes,
ones
the
were sick.
adaptions, it's actually been really impressive. That's one thing this team has certainly got going for them.
It's a rarity. Usually that's what the lesser regional teams, if you want to call it that, the Asian teams, the teams with less meta or teams to play against and learn from, that's what they struggle with. They tend to be decent in terms of individual skill and lack the teamwork.
Do you know what the good thing about the Swiss format is for teams like this as well?
It equalizes it for them.
Exactly, right? Because you can't really go up against... You've got 8 teams coming to this tournament, right? You're coming into the tournament, especially as an analyst, you're not going to be downloading Chiefs demos, and even if you are, you can't watch all 7 and say, this is what they do and all of them, we've got this. You've got, like, what? An hour's warning, you're coming into this game, and you don't know what the map's going to be, you can't really work that out. You know they've got some nuke execution, sure. But that train one, that was actually pretty unique. I haven't seen many teams do that before. Full execution towards inside. They're allowing one player to go down, who's got great aim apparently, finds that first headshot, and then the Orbs getting ready towards outside. They force so many rotations towards the inside area. The CTs had no idea it was a fake. They've lost their inside player. They're bringing players from connector, CT spawn, and at that point it's too late. The Chiefs are already outside, and that was almost perfectly done. OpTic starting to get a bit worried now. Chiefs could actually make it to the playoffs. Who would have thought?
We're early yet.
I'm saying I'm impressed.
It is definitely a possibility, but we're early yet. It's only 4-0, and they've gone down 2 for the price, or rather for the cost of getting back only 1. It's Nafly that they trade back 4, but him getting a double make things more likely on a retake. Molotov will push back Alistair up the ramp and away from where the bomb is planted at default. Pex is going to babysit it, stay on top of it, but the nade strike, oh, thankfully one goes mid-train, one doesn't. If they both will go to the end, Pex could be down already. He's on 60 HP as he starts to look for headshots. Spot one closer on Rush, and as he backs off to find that angle, he backs himself into Tarek. He's able to collect. Smoke down. Spray in, though. Rush gets a little bit aggressive, and Malta's still in a position to hold off the bomb. Mixwell wants to get on top of it.
They can't do it.
I don't think he can. I don't think he's got the time. And Molotov through the smoke. That must have been on the very edge of the smoke.
They threw the smoke, the CTs that they're retaking, they bounced at the back wall. It wasn't exactly where it had to be. There was a slight
it on top
gap.
of the train, or was it left
no,
of the
rails? No, it was to the right-hand side. If you're looking at the train from the back of the bomb site itself,
right.
It was just to the right. They bounced off the wall. I'll have to see the replay. That's perfect. Thank you, production. That's amazing.
Yeah, that is a very good angle. Well done,
job.
Production. That is actually insane.
So you can see what I mean there?
Yeah, because he was grayed out when we saw it from his perspective, so that's how close it was.
That's so nuts, and Chiefs steal another round away. That was a 4-on-3, and now an eco here. Mixwell saves the AWP. He has to step up here, goes towards the inside ramp, can't nail the shot. They know exactly where he is. That would be my cue to start heading towards outside, but they're not going to strike just yet. PT50s and 5-7s for the rest of the teammates of OpTic. They're starting to sweat now. 5-0 on the T side of train, and they'll be getting frustrated as well. They looked like they were in the previous game against FaZe as well. Also an int towards side alley for now. Smoked out. It's one of the last bits of utility, and Tarek hitting a nice 1 dig there. That was towards main entrance as he finds the shot on Tux.
Mixwell with the AWP staring above the server. Nav's actually in a decent position because they won't expect it. Yep, quick headshot. Dink as well onto Alistair, who again holds true on his angle to get Naf back, but he's down to 3 HP, and with an AK still up in the hands of Hayes now, could become a huge issue for them as Malta starts to look elsewhere. Deagle shots from Tarek can't land. In fact, no damage at all. Any would have helped in this situation. I'll wait for them to go down Pop Dog. Alistair has to be careful. If he gets the first kill, which he may do, Malta's low. It's an easy, in fact, crater for Alistair, which could be enough to end the round. Inns walks directly toward Rush, and they finally get their first on a round where they had no weapons to start. They've got a double up into the next one.
It's a little bit of a shame there. Chiefs certainly showing us earlier they have the potential to lose against those sort of rounds. When they knocked North out, they lost about 3 or 4 against Pistol set up a North with just 1 AWP set up. Mixwell did bring an AWP to the party in that round, but he didn't actually find a frag. They lost to the 5-7s and fell apart slightly there. And there have been some very close rounds, which are reflected right now on the buy of Chiefs. They haven't even forced into this one. So they're playing a nice conservative game. They could have actually forced into this map, but it's going partial buy. Each player has around $2,600 average. They'll get $1,900 on top of that, so they'll have a nice full buy going forward. They don't want to start forcing into this and ruin their own economy. They've got a nice lead here. Let's not throw it away. Let's keep working to our strengths. There seems to be these really nice executions and great fakes. I'm loving their kind of tactical style right now.
Hayes will push them back toward Pop Dog, and Rush will take care of Alistair. So despite that they've lost their first round, they're low on money, and as such, OpTic have a chance to capitalize and build back into this game by keeping 5 up here, which they will do. They won the last round without much investment. As we mentioned, this should give them almost a round in hand already. In fact, Mixwell's gone all the way up to 8,800 already.
Yes,
so we got a tactical pause called very early from Chiefs. They want to take advantage of these where they can.
Well, exactly. Like I said, a very tactical team in the sense that they love their set pieces, their fakes. Primarily the fakes. We saw a lot of those on Nuke, and they seem to be bringing them to the party here on Train as well. So I'll have a look at that cash. What have they got available to them? Alistair. I actually think he's a fantastic orb from what I've seen so far. I would like to see him pick up that weapon again. He does indeed. He hasn't got head armor, which is a bit of an issue against the M4s, but on Train, not so much. A very long-range map. Normally taking orb duels against fellow orbers, and there's a double orb setup for OpTic as well. So I guess that's absolutely fine. In terms of the grenades, what do they have available? 4 AKs purchased so far, 4 smokes. Alistair, he seems to be the linchpin. Once the smokes go down, he's chucked into positions where he can actually be more beneficial because so many risks have been eradicated. He knows what his target focus has to be once they go into that strategy. So I'm interested to see what they bring to the table here. Is it another fake? Is it a straight up tactic? We'll see as we get into round number 8 here. 5-2. Chiefs still in the lead for now.
Rush will try and hold closer on the alley as they push in towards Sandwich. He goes out. He knows they're likely in toward A main. In fact, it's confirmed with the utility that's being deployed both directions now. In fairness. Inns goes to the corner. And Alistair will watch down in toward Hitch. Cover each other off. He'll leave the op there alone. He's looking at the very slightest sliver. And he actually makes it work by getting a leg shot onto Hayes, all he could fire at, to be fair.
Yeah, that's a nice little play by him, just to cause some early damage. Flashbang towards Pop Dog, quite a standard one. Means they'll be going for the control here. Trying to go together in case there's a chance of a refrag. Naf should nail this shot. There it is. Good work by him. Takes down Inns. Quite aggressive position for the AWP to be in. If you miss that shot, you're almost certainly dead. But no problem here. Alistair tagged as well, down to 5 HP. This should be a round going in favor of OpTic, all things considered. But Malta, he's impressed me tonight as well. Can he find a frag here? And indeed he can. Good timing to hit on Haste.
Smoke goes off to the right. Nav will back off, at least for now, on one of the 2 AWPs. He's got to be careful of Malta. Ooh, he's making a lot of noise. He's heading out toward T-spawn. I think Nav's going to catch him easily. Catch him off. Yep, not looking at all. In fact, just with the pistol. Yeah, that's Alistair left to 5 HP. This will now become 5-3. No bomb plant either. I can't imagine that gets held long enough. So OpTic right back in it.
Absolutely. This double orb setup seems to be looking quite comfortable for them. Nafly taking a bit of a risk there, pushing towards that inside ramp area. Quite an aggressive angle. That's kind of Fallen-esque, I have to say. Getting right up to the top of the ramp and finding the first shot. The terrorist not normally going to be expecting that one. He hits the first shot, funnels him towards outside. And his teammate Hayes, who got shot at the bum at the start of the round, managed to stay alive and take them down as they executed towards the outside area. It's going to be another eco now for Chiefs. 5-3. P250s, Glocks, no nades, no armor. And looks like maybe just an inside rush here. 3 players towards Brown Halls. And that's where Naf is. He could be in trouble here. He's going to throw a nice incendiary down and hits the shot as well. Good work by him.
Wow.
And precise shot with the P250.
Yeah, what a recovery. Thinking fast to get the utility out and then landing both shots. Tarek goes immediately on the flank. 1 point game as we head into the 10th round.
OpTic finding a few rounds in a row now. 4 to be exact after being 5-0 down. The hype train slowly coming to a stop for Chiefs, but still very early days as you pointed out. Still have the lead. Round number 10. Chiefs with the full buy this time without that Alistair AWP though. So they've got all the smokes and flashbangs, Molotovs required for full execution. Like we said, that's what they seem to be very good at, and adjusting those execution with fakes. But I like this from Mixwell. This is what we need to see from their young superstar, the Spanish sensation. Let's see if we can find the first pick. Not fully committing towards T-spawn, but getting a nice off angle here to surprise the terrorists if they do walk around the corner.
And they yet do that, indeed. Tarek, perfect position. Inns just jumps into him thinking he's baiting out a shot from long. It's not that long at all. Smokes cover off the bomb site. Tarek flash temporarily. Will continue to try and figure out exactly what's going on in A main. Mixwell's got another shot to add to the fact that OpTic are definitely building into this game. And Chiefs are going to have to dig deep. I think they missed an opportunity by losing the round to pistols and the single op, because now OpTic are taking full control.
Yeah, they're looking much better now. Chiefs have suddenly slowed down ever since this aggressive stance from OpTic has come in, pushing low around, pushing towards Ivy, getting involved in the main entrance as well. They haven't really been able to handle it. This is when they need to start doing the defaults, holding off this aggression at the start, then going to their set pieces. That could be probably a lot more promising for them overall, but now this double orb setup has shut them down somewhat. So we'll get into round number 11 here. 5-5. Runner over OpTic, maximum loss bonus for Chiefs. They'll have a full buy going into the next round, but no plan in the previous, means they have to eco here. Now fly once again at that inside push. It's risky, but he manages to make it work. Alice is being tagged up as well, and Tarek, he chimes in on the scoreboard, and so does Haste.
Tarek swinging in after putting out a flash toward A main, is able to take down the kill on Alistair right away. Naf follows up. It's starting to look procedural, clinical from OpTic. They've made their way up to 16K after Chiefs had full control at the start, so it's going from bad to worse.
Indeed. Well, another full buy here for Chiefs. Still, we said this before earlier tonight, CT-sided map, probably the most CT-sided map we have in the pool right now. So Chiefs, certainly underdogs coming into this one, and it's a great start, but slowly slipping out of their grasp. We'll see what happens here going forward as we get to the Ivy position. Mixwell, not so aggressive this time, but holding that tight angle. Flashbang will send him packing, but Nafla on the other side of the map. Surely he didn't go aggressive once again. I'm going to have to go check it out for myself. He didn't. He was just holding the lower ramp and actually was taking down Pex, who ran down there apparently. So 5-4.
No need for Pex to get down that early in the game.
I'm just going to check out exactly where he died. I think he just ran down the lower ramp himself.
I see no.
Oh no, it was okay.
Okay.
So he did that instead of going right to the top. He did that kind of what we call normally shotgun orbs, where like JW normally goes right here.
Yep.
And then fires up.
Fires up. Yep. That makes a little more sense. I was going to say, why would Pex be committing to that early when they're not even set at Ivy? Shots through the smoke are trying to mask the fact that Malta's close. It's got to work. Thankfully, it does. Hayes goes down, but Tarek finds Tux in the middle of it all. And it's now 4-on-3 with Mixwell looking at an X-ray that he obviously can't see. We can. But it's Malta heading into... Oh, Nafly, who doesn't land the shot. A big miss as well. Will open up an opportunity for Malta to smoke him off and then put more focus inside of the site, but Tarek has been called to cover off that gap. And it works out extremely well as Inns left with very little to work with. Alistair still not in position from coming out of A main. Rush has gone up the ladder at PopDog to evaluate if anything's going on at B, so they could potentially start to work the bomb in, more so if they found exactly that man. Mixwell toward E-Box, because Inns is in good position to cut off rotations, and Molotov toward PopDog. They should at least get a plant. And if they find the next kill, which Inns does against Tarek, who should know better than to repeat that position, win this out. The 2 versus 2. Better shot, Alistair, to get Rush immediately out from PopDog. Fast as well off the post plant. Barely had the gun pulled. It's Naf to find both as he gets in. Just lines it up but fires early. Can't play the discipline. Still gets Alistair. Now the damage done on the Inns could be beneficial as he Molotovs right. He'll look left and expect him to be at Hitch. He's done it. He's clutched it. OpTic's going to get 7 now.
That's a real smart play from Naf. Oh, bit of BM there as well. Teabagging going on. All right. Chill out, Naf. That was very nice.
Very non-Canadian of you, Naf.
Yeah, I was going to say lovely play there, but I'm not a fan of the teabagging. But still, yeah, oh, here's the play. We didn't quite catch this. That's kind of sick. Oh, God, that was pretty cool. That's credit where credit's due. That was cool. Off the ladder. The thing is that clutch, right? He had a chance to get that easy kill. Sometimes the AK can be that's what we call being CS:GO'd, right? It looked like to me the aim was dead on. Fires a shot, doesn't hit the first headshot, then you kind of spray, don't get it. But then he gets the next kill and then funnels his opposition in with that Molotov, reads him like a book, takes him down, and wins the clutch. So that was quite nice. 7-5, 7 rounds in a row to be exact for OpTic. So OpTic now up against another full buy. Chiefs with the bomb down once again and a maximum loss bonus. That was a very decent comeback from him. He's doing it again. I'm going to start doing this. This looks fun.
And yeah, he's using the ladder.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That is really cool. He's like, I'll just keep doing it.
Just press space. Off we go. Fly into that lower ramp.
Ooh.
Hits him.
It's a fast reaction. Pex is going to be wondering how he's doing that so quickly. No one peek him. Everyone let him play on his own.
I'm going to keep my eye on him and see if he's just still doing that. No, he's fallen back now.
He's using another ladder.
Yeah.
He's actually just sitting top tank for the wide peak. At upper, as OpTic has gone 6 unanswered or 7 unanswered at this point in time. 7 indeed. So 5 up, 7 down. OpTic in control.
They started off so promising for the Chiefs. Those nice executions. They had control of the money. It's been an OpTic affair since they got that double orb set up out, and Mixwell, oh, be careful, my friend. Throws the incendiary and then actually buys him some time. Second later, that could have been problematic. But Tarek, he's patrolling Pop Lock as well. That smoke is giving him some cover. And oh, I like this shot. It's going to be an excellent execution by the looks of things. As with Tarek to find the first kill there. Pex goes down and got the Mixwell now to fire off a shot. He has been streaky tonight, but Rush is bailing him out. Mixwell burns to a crisp. Rush finding a second frag, and it's just poor old Malta who will be the last remaining player for Chiefs.
Chiefs needing, although getting 1 kill to find a little bit of grit. And Henry, as tradition would say, if you need grit as a Chief, you need to bring the Hanson brothers back.
Don't get
the
that one
2
either.
Canadian viewers at this late hour
Right.
will understand.
Okay, well, I'm glad they're satisfied.
You're welcome.
Chiefs.
They had a lot of heart.
Who?
Don't worry about it. It's
I'm trying not to. Keep bringing it back up.
It's 9 a.m. in the Atlantic time zone.
Okay.
So the chances of anyone being awake in Canada are pretty slim to watch this right now.
Well, I'm glad I couldn't talk about that round because we were talking about that, but still.
Don't worry about it.
Let's get into the next one. It's going to be Tech 9's AK-47s. And Nafly once again another round with the AWP. We have 4 Tech 9s and Chiefs getting a bit desperate at this point. No bomb plant in the previous round. We're going to see whether Mixwell can find the first shot up around this time. He's starting to get into the swing of things now. He has to be backing up Nafly, and he goes aggressive at the start. They have to fully commit. They've lost full map control at this stage. And they have control of Brown Halls, but I think from what I can see, they're being pinched in. Okay, no, Tarek hasn't gone up towards Bob, though. They can still fall back if they want to, but what's the point? They've only got a Tech 9, and Mixwell looking to get this kill. It's a difficult shot, believe it or not. It looks quite simple, but the wide peaks sometimes elude you.
Shot from Naf will take down Inns immediately. Malta. Good find. Naf again looking large inside of the site. He's going to try and deny plant. Can't do it. Round 14, it won't matter for their money. It matters more for Chiefs, and they're going to need the money because it's now going to be 9 rounds in a row for OpTic. And Naf's just throwing out graffiti now.
Yeah, he's done some teabagging, some graffitiing. And unfortunately for Chiefs, that's 9 rounds in a row. That was only a Tech 9 buy with some simple utility. Went towards inside, lost the first pick once again. This time Mixwell towards that upper position. It's very good to face down, and obviously you can shut down an early player. Just to note as well, we'll have a look at the scoreboard. 20 kills for Naf. He's actually been pretty lights out, looking very comfortable since he picked up the AWP. Tarek not far behind as well on 16 kills. Hayes on 5, but he hasn't really had to do much since the double upset came in. But Alistair, he's got something to say about it. Finally, they shut him down towards that lower ramp. They've had enough of his nonsense, and it will be a 5-4. Do they commit at this point? We have one player faking an Ivy. I think that's going to be Malta, held up by a smoke for now. They'll wait to see whether he can get a frag. If he does, that's their cue to get in. Same story if he doesn't really. He wants to hold a rotation on that side of the map.
Chiefs needs this 6th. Surely they can't end the half losing 10 in a row and expect to be happy, complacent to start the next. As Tarek gets ever closer onto the corner. Ooh. He thought about it. 'Twas a thing he thought about. Ooh, Inns. As he even peeks it, he takes damage. Tarek's able to follow it up, but re-peeked. Inns gets Tarek's down. I don't think he expected both to be there. Not sure if he was able to calculate that it was 2 different players, or if he just thought the second had fallen back a lot further. Smoke's down on both sides. It's going to be Mixwell to fire into them, or is he going to reposition and try and get closer? Elevation instead. Rush has almost a line of sight toward the bomb, but he does have Ins down, who's low on HP. And it's now 2 versus 2 in the post. With him at good ground, but Tux takes rush back, and Mixwell, he's going to try and do this with a pistol. Round 15, started to fade off it, and then goes back. Don't think he was thinking about saving Henry, do you?
I think so.
Well, there's the first spot. Second, taps it, is expecting Tux to try and peek out from somewhere on the bomb site. He looked away exactly when he did, and Chiefs will finally get that 6th round.
Yeah, I think they needed that. 10 in a row would have been a little bit gutting for them. They went up 5-0, but OpTic, that double orb setup, working so well for them. Hats off to Nap, who's been amazing so far in this first half. Do Chiefs have what it takes to come back in the second half? We'll find out. They're not going anywhere. Let's take a little break.
(9-6) is the halftime scoreline. It's not in favor of the team that was up 5-0 to start. In fact, it was 9 rounds in a row for OpTic in our last group match. A winner of this takes our 4th and final playoff spot. And as much as OpTic's surviving this tournament with Hayes standing in, Chiefs desperately want that spot more to play in front of their home crowd.
Oh, of course. It would mean so much to them, especially a team that's not really been on anyone's radar until this tournament. What a great tournament that would be. But now, very quick towards outside here with that Glock. Can't find a kill just yet, but he's causing some damage, and the bomb's actually towards inside. That's where the action's going on. It's a bit of a ruse. Malta takes one down, but the bomb will be planted.
Tux backing off as well. He's going to make sure no one pushes through from Tanker. Allow the rotations to get closer. They've got problems, though, with the bomb planted for OpTic. The HP, despite there's only been a kill aside, that changes, is very low. And there now you can see the HP capitalized upon as Rush gets 2. He's flanked out by Ins. He's got a lineup of 3 in front, but he's all alone. They'll force him down, and Tarek runs in to confirm the kill. and make it 10-6.
Rush with 4 little kills there. Not too bad at all. A fake towards outside. It's sending a few smokes, sending one player out there to cause as much chaos as possible. He finds a kill. That's great. He didn't find a tremendous amount of damage, but they couldn't really work out what was going on. Vision limited. He takes the rotations, and the bomb goes towards inner. Normally going to be one player there. Didn't get fast back up. The bomb goes down, and Rush punishes them for it. No force buy here from Chiefs, and I like that. If you're the underdog team, you want to make sure you're winning rounds with the grenades. You've got the AWP on Alistair, for example. A lot of teams doing this going forward, especially in these sort of scenarios as well. It's a one chance, the best of one. You don't want to be limiting yourself. I felt like you lost the game because you kept force buying and trying to chance rounds in that manner. It's going to be quite a simple round for OpTic, so that's why I'm talking over the kills, Matt. I'm sure you can understand.
No, I don't. I never talk over kills, Henry, especially not about the game.
Well, there you go. Well, that's almost true sometimes, but in this particular instance, I think it's fine. So, bomb was down, but round was already over. It's going to be 2-0 like that, and here's the entrance kills from Mixwell, and we should have another eco here for the Chiefs. And about 3k, looking to get a nice full buy going into round number 19. So, Mac 10 UMPs, there could be a chance for a little bonus round here with that Mac 10 and the SMGs, so we'll see what happens. Looking very likely to be 12-6. Chiefs want to do the good work in the gun rounds, but Malta, that's a nice shot towards main entrance.
Backs off, gets one tag up. Tremendous tag at that on Inns. And look at the low HP in front of Hazed as he baits Tux into a shot. Naf's going to reverse this around and try and get in position to catch off Pex. And run up. Oh, wrong time to switch guns, but Naf's there to trade it. Inns manages to get Tarek, though. So he's done well considering he's got 3 HP left after the exchange. It's likely to go OpTic's way, but he's made it a costly round. Now with an AK as well, if he finds a quick shot on Naf, especially with that smoke down, if he sees over top of it, could work well for him, but Naf seems to be aware that he's like to come from this position, so he's ready for it already. Ready for it already.
3 HP. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm already ready.
No, Inns was not ready. Naf takes him down. Quite a decent round considering he didn't really invest much into that. Limits the money of OpTic, means they don't have the chance of that notorious bonus round, but they do bring out the mix or AWP. He's had another poor game, Matt. He's not looking his usual self this tournament, I have to say. 8 for 8.
Oh. He tweeted about it earlier as well after we were watching him. Just that he didn't play well.
Oh, just no other insight? Just, yeah, I'm not playing well. I could have told him that.
Yeah, well, if you could tell him, anyone could tell him, Henry.
Yeah, true.
Flashes, Molotovs, smokes, all to boot toward the A site. In fact, they've tagged up Chiefs, put them very low indeed. This is the first gun as well, so that's a problem because they've lost men everywhere. Tarek gets down Tux. They've got a nade gone in to find Inns, and Pex is gone. It's another 1 versus X situation, and a hefty one at that, a 1 versus 4 for Alistair, and he's going to back away with his AWP. Yeah, pause is going to be called. Chiefs needs to deal with this immediately. It was exciting at the start.
It was, wasn't it? Well, there was quite a romantic storyline. I was getting carried away with it. You told me to calm down. I tried my best, and you ruined
strategies, though, too.
Yeah, well, that's what they seem to be very good at. When they have the money and the full executions, and teams don't know how to handle it. The fakes were good, but as soon as that double orb setter come in, it kind of shut them down completely. And Alistair, he's been impressive throughout this tournament, I have to say. He might just survive this. He's in a decent position. There's another nice shot. I'd say run off in that direction now. Let's see whether he can survive here. He's holding towards Ivy for now, and he'll make his way out. There it is. So he does some decent damage to the economy, but the headline is OpTic 13, Chiefs 6. Their money's going to be in the proverbial bin. We'll see what happens as Alistair will take the pause for now, work out what their options are. 13-6, so the orb's up. Teammates on average about 3k, maybe just under that, you know. And 36, I think with the orb up, you just force it. The chips are down.
The chips are down. Potato chips, ketchup flavored, to be specific. I would love some of those right now.
That sounds disgusting.
You've never had ketchup chips? Wow, you haven't lived until you've had ketchup chips.
Gross.
No, you think that.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that.
Until they try it.
And then they try it, and it's amazing.
Well, you bring them to the next event, I'll give it a go.
We might have to wait. They probably have them in Cologne. Yeah, they probably have them in Germany. Probably have them here, actually.
The shops are never open in Germany, to be fair. So good luck
even
getting in there.
Yeah, it's they don't open until whenever they want.
Yeah.
We have a kiosk, Jason and I, across from our apartment facility that literally has random hours.
Yeah, that's whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
Well, the orb's out, no force spike comes in. It's the more conservative approach. We'll see whether Alistair can find anything here in round number 20. It's looking pretty desperate now for the Chiefs. They were 5-0 up to kick this game off, mind you, and that's going to be quite an easy kill for Rush. He takes down Malta.
13 rounds. 9. And then another 4.
Oh, here's some kills.
OpTic. Yep, they certainly have found some kills. In's got Snaffly down. He'll pick up a weapon on the back of that. And they've got weapons to go along with the AWP that was saved over from Alistair. So this isn't the worst situation. Hayes will get the bomb down, though, for OpTic. And that acts like a magnet. A moth to the flame, Henry.
Indeed. Well, with that bomb planted, that moth might just be going straight into the flame. Because... oh, Alistair, if he hits that shot, I was about to say there's a chance, but I think he needs to save this AK and AWP now. They have no kits to work with. They are getting kills, but his bombs are notoriously hard to retake. Smoke will come in. That could be beneficial, but still so much work to do here. And there it is, Mixwell with the key position.
The issue with getting one kill on the way through, despite picking up guns, is that as soon as they get that one and it's traded, they're still encouraged to go for more. And they just walk into a crossfire that was well established with the bomb available to both perspectives. So it's 14-6 now, which is 2 to go for OpTic to qualify for the playoffs in a tournament that looked like the 4 that were the favorites were well ahead of the rest. They'll be the odd man out.
Oh, well, 14-6. They did not force buy around that orb in the previous round, but they still bring one to here. So it's going to be number 21, 14-6. This is pretty much it now for the Chiefs. Must win round. Alistair's doing a good job from Ivy. Manages to pick up that back towards. Oh, almost a proper double spray down coming in, and Tarek makes up for it. 3-on-3. It's now anyone's round to win. Inns comes in for the connected those. A bit of a brawl this round. Not much tactical prowess coming in. Up to Mixwell and Hayes to try and pick up the pieces.
So Inns goes top bomb train. Bomb starts to work down toward Ivy. OpTic need the next pick if this round goes their way, or Chiefs. We'll find a 7th. Hayes gets one. Alistair, interesting that he would do that.
Yeah, buddy.
They're a man up and just runs across Ivy without even thinking there's a possibility that it's occupied. So that's the pick they needed. That's done. Let's go back and look where we can take this bomb now that we've split up and thinned the defense.
2-on-2. 45 seconds remaining. They have the bomb. Inns is exploring towards Ivy. His teammate Pex is in CD spawn. They have control of no real part of the map on the CD side. They have lost track of the terrorists and then some. Inns has no idea if he's safe to come out of Ivy. He's just going to walk out blind, hope for the best. The T's are on the other side. Does he dare go any further? Spotting towards PopDog for now. This is a very common position, but he gets away with it.
And that's what I was going to say. In a weird way, that could work because they just had Hayes there, and he's going to think it's clear. So he actually catches OpTic off guard ever so slightly as Mixwell plants the bomb with an AWP to take the fight in a 1 versus 2. They're both coming from Old Bomb and Ivy, respectively. So Mixwell, if he's going to make this work and go all the way through CT, which I thought he was, he'd have to hurry considerably. A Molotov down, but it's planted on top of the bomb train. It's that Molotov. He can still peek through that. They have to throw one deeper, and they get him down with a flash into it. That's quite well done.
Yeah, I think they double incendiary.
They may have, actually, because it did damage. I didn't think the first one went that deep.
No, so they were just making sure, like, they knew that's where he was.
Oh, I thought you meant stacked. Sorry. Yeah, you did mean 2, so it had both front and back.
Exactly.
Yes, that's correct.
So that means he can't even challenge it because he has to wait like 6 to 7 seconds when that goes off, full defuse comes in. So unless he wants to run through and try and deny the plant, which wasn't at a great angle, he was almost certainly dead.
To clarify, when I mean stack, it's like the...
2 on top of each other.
Exactly. It's like the Dota item stacking, you know, MOBA phrase.
Yeah.
Use multiple. Well, that said, Mixwell try and get a shot in toward E-Box after being blinded off at A main. It does mean Chiefs get around, and they limit OpTic gaming. They prevent them from getting to overtime point. As Pex, the nade in after doing some early damage, could follow that up and take down Rush. He has realizes, though, that Tarek has slipped by and gone well deep inside of the site, but can't do anything of it. Good shot from Inns, though, inside of the site. It's another advantage on a retake, but a bomb plant already from OpTic as they start to rotate over. Naf wants to get off of the bomb train and play inside of the flames. A spray down manages it, but he's taken out by a Molotov. And actually, I take that back. It was the shot from the op, and it's another successful retake.
Chiefs keeping the dream alive. You can see OpTic now. They went 5-0 up in the initial stages of the second half here, but Chiefs are not going down without a fight. They get 2 in a row. Bombs keep going down, though, for OpTic. They can keep buying into this. They're trying to end it quickly. Very fast rounds coming in here. They haven't really done too much in terms of like fakes or trying to show presence in a particular area and falling back. They're going to be another brought to the table for Mixwell. Galil for Tarek. You can see it's getting a bit tighter now. That flight. You have to buy. There it is. AK-47 smoke grenade. Not fully equipped here. Mixwell, like we said, he's been struggling this tournament so far. Hasn't had a massive amount of impact overall. Alistair certainly has, though. He's been pivotal in his team's success. And there comes the bait shot towards Ivy. One player to jump across. They're trying to get the pick as well. We'll see if that flashbang comes in first. Mixwell's out with the orb, so... Oh, I knew he
still got him. He still tagged him up. Hit him right in the shin bone, mate. Did I get it right?
I don't know what that was. That Jamaican accent?
Yeah, that exactly. That's exactly. I wasn't trying to do Australian at all. No,
Okay.
I wouldn't do that in front of the countrymen here. They would get offended. Wouldn't think of it. Not something I would consider. Malta pushed up, takes down Mixwell. What happens if Malta hits you with a leg shot in the op?
Don't know.
It's just a Maltese.
Oh, I see what you've done. Okay, yeah. Not bad. Not your best. About 6 out of 10.
That's pretty good.
For you, that's okay.
I'm going to take a 6 out of 10 right now, Henry.
Yeah.
Late in the night. I'm all right with it. Tux gets 2. Tarek and Naf. Hayes will walk back in. It's Malta in the corner. That's Hayes to put him down immediately. With a smoke off as well, this should allow them an entrance towards the sandwich position so they can start to open up the inner bomb site. Or, excuse me, the outer bomb site, but the inside of the outer bomb site is, I guess, where I was going with that statement. But they've backed off ever so slightly. Bomb still down in the site. And just Rush remaining. He's going to try and save the up in 11 seconds. He should be fine.
4-on-1. Yes, Rush indeed. Looks like we're saving the AWP here. This should be the last round in terms of the economy for OpTic. I think they'll have second stage loss bonus after this one. They save an orb and they might just force into it. They're trying to close this game out. I'm not so sure whether they'll commit to that. Here's the replay of the UMP play coming in from Tux, managing to find 2 nice frags. There wasn't a flashbang. That looked a little bit too easy for him, I have to say. Regardless, Chiefs, the comeback begins. It's a grind. Can they make it happen? Looking for double digits here after this one. 14-9 right now. Mixwell, where does he head? Presumably towards the connector to start, actually going towards inside. MP9 from Malta, looking to find a few of these unarmored players. And utility situation for OpTic. 1 smoke, Molotov and a flashbang. Mixwell towards that upper ramp. Pex is watching as well. He could find a swift headshot if he's not careful.
Near the end, gonna do damage. Deep on Mixwell, but he's tagged up to 72. In's wide open as well on the top of the white train. Has a decent angle onto the lower ramp entrance. In, bounce up. Good damage further. It's not doing substantial. It's another 1 HP off Mixwell. It's, I think that's the difference, Hank. That 1 HP will make the difference.
It might do. We'll see.
Slow and steady OpTic, knowing that they haven't been able to run the course in the last few rounds. Ends with a miss. That's going to cost them because Mixwell gets in position as he swings back the other way. And Mixwell's then able to take down Tux. Chiefs already running the save immediately after. So just 1 missed shot and OpTic are able to walk in and they have map point.
Just PT50s and an AWP there. Mixwell stepping up down the lower ramp. The idea is his 2 teammates run down with the flashbang as well, bait out any shots or any all players towards the connector area, and then Mixwell's coming in to mow them down. He finds 2 quick kills, and they also find a 3rd as well. I think Rush picked that one up, and like he said, Chiefs trying to save the MP9 and the AWP. Not the best save situation, but at least Alistair's got the AWP, who's towards Ivy at the moment. He might find a kill here, so where he was saving before. Mixwell will be aware. He's going to be, I like this. He's going to be boosted up on towards that. Oh, that's so sick from Mixwell. We didn't catch it from his POV. He got boosted up on the dumpster right, and then pre-fired that green bin at the very end on the left-hand side and blew his head off. That was actually a very important kill. Here's a replay, at least, of the entry kills. Teammates baiting him in as they run down lower ramp, and that's a very fast shot. Mixwell making up for previous blunders, I guess. He's had a very quiet tournament so far.
Has indeed. It's definitely been a struggle for him to try and get into the games and make an impact, as he often does, and more so that OpTic very much need him to do in this tournament. They're in a comfortable position now, though, to make the playoffs. One round is all they need, and Chiefs, they want to play in front of their home crowd. It'd be all of their goal. They'd be playing with everything they have in this, but their backs are against the wall. As Malta's going to start it off, though. Mixwell is the man he finds to take down. It's still 4 AKs up. It's a good start from the CTs.
Yeah, that MP9 doing some work close range. He can't recover. Mixwell's fallen in AWP just yet. He'll be falling back, and they need to make something happen. Alistair will be pushing Ivy. No one there, so a lot of information gathered. They can probably call for rotations towards the inside bomb site here. And I can see someone actually all the way in main entrance as well. That's Malta. So lots of intel gathered. I think you just put all your bets towards the inside side for now. In's throws up a grenade. They've already got Pex really at the close ramp, and Tux is coming for the backstab. He's wasting some time, and Rush finds the first kill.
Snow trying to step out. Rush going to find him as well. It's the advantage. 47. Alistair, though, does drop the bomb temporarily, and a further Molotov. Is that going to deny the plant? It's not Rush that's there, thankfully. He'd be killed off in one tick, but Tarek's position is quite good as the smoke dissipates. Good response from Tux. Rush on 3 will hold off on the crossfire. When they work up, goes early. Alistair tag, but not down! And he gets the op shot immediately onto Rush, which leaves Hayes in the open. And Chiefs are not done.
Wow, okay, Alistair down to 12 HP. He's incredibly fast, this guy. Great player, I have to say. Been impressed with him overall. HP on Ali, Rush asks. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It looked like he peppered them up a lot. It's going to be, I think, almost 90 damage. Can't quite find the kill. And Chiefs keep their heads above water once again. 15-10, we have found double digits, says Mixwell on the screen there. And in terms of the money, I think they've lost only one round in a row. So they must lost when it's not great. We still had some residual cash there, so still get a decent buy. Mixwell on the AWP, and 4 AKs around him. So they're trying to end as quick as possible. It's not the best of buys. You can see Tarek without any real utility. And until getting towards inside, trying to find that upper rank flip, and that's where Alice is going to be. Finds a lot of damage there as he runs through the Molotov, but he's still alive for now, so that's absolutely fine.
Well, cautious of the fact that a nade was thrown in toward the ramp. Ooh, get him with the nade. Oh wow! Oh, I thought that was a touchdown.
The alley-oop.
Yeah, that would have been so sick. But he's already weakened off. He's definitely been spotted. And he's already let them down inside of the ramp. Watch for the flank. That's the biggest play, and this Pex does well to find one, all things considered. But another bomb plant on B. It's Malta this time who's going to try and thwart it. Jumps through. Missed shot from the AWP. But they turn immediately, and Hayes gets him down. It's all on to Ins, and I think Chiefs are going to be out because it's a 1-on-3. And Tarek is waiting in a perfect position, although he only has 11, to let him walk in and get the headshot. Does manage the first kill. Sprays down. Hang on. He's got hazed. It's Rush versus Ins in a 1-versus-1, and he's got a kit. Rush just has to play the time, and surely that's going to be the way it ends. And OpTic will move into the playoffs. Even with Hayes standing in, they'll survive their opposition. And Chiefs have done very well, all things considered, but they won't quite make it to the stadium.
An impressive team overall. Obviously, one of their first big international tournaments. Probably the first time any of these guys have been on a stage like this. They showed us they have great tactical depth. Amazing executions, nice fakes as well, good understanding of that side of the game. But as soon as they started getting shut down, as soon as OpTic became aware of those sort of plays, that's when you could see them struggling. They need a bit more experience. They have got a lot of talent there. Alistair especially, I thought he was fantastic this tournament. Congratulations to OpTic. It hasn't been the smoothest tournament for them, some of their key players not turning up, but they got the win and they've made it to the playoffs.
How's it going, guys? Miles here with Tarek from OpTic Gaming. You've just taken down the Chiefs. How's it feel, man?
Feels good. It's a relief. It started off a bit rough, and we ended up closing it out, thankfully. It was a bit shaky. I'm just happy we closed it out and made it to the playoffs.
So yeah, tomorrow you're going to be facing, on Saturday you'll be facing SK. How are you feeling about that one going into it?
Yeah, SK is a really strong team. You can't underestimate them at all. They're going to come in swinging. It's going to be a tough game. I'm just hoping that we play our own game and we play to our strengths and we show them what we got.
You said you've had a bit of a shaky start at times. It hasn't been the smoothest ride here at IEM Sydney. Is that something to do with maybe the travel or the climate, or is it just you guys as a team at the moment?
I think we handle the jet lag pretty well. I don't think anyone's really jet lagged. Our sleep schedule has been pretty good. I think for us, it just comes down to we have rough starts in tournaments, and we get better as it goes on. And also, we just play better in BO3s. We've always played better in BO3s, I feel. So it's just getting warmed up, and once we do get warmed up, I feel like we can do anything.
Fantastic stuff. Congratulations again, mate. You've secured yourself a spot in the playoffs. Guys, we'll throw it back to you on the desk.
Thank you very much, Miles. Good to hear from Tarek there as well. And so the sun sets on our group stages here for IEM Sydney, and also it sets on Australia's hopes of being represented in the Kudos Bank Arena. But we salute you, the Chiefs, as well. It's been a pleasure to have you here and putting Australia on the map to a degree. But now we need to do the unenviable and dissect this match. And of course, for that, I've got Yanko and Sponge here. Okay, first of all, you pick and train again against this team. You know it's a good map for OpTic. You didn't play well the first time. Did you find this reasonable, is my first question.
They played better, right? They got more rounds. I guess that means they played better. They had really good pacing in the beginning. Off the back of the pistol round, they did that inside fake, and they were able to grab another round after that. 5 in a row, didn't look too shabby. Then it just ran away from them. They weren't actually able to capitalize on the tactical prowess that they had. When you set that kind of pacing, maybe on that next round you throw in something fast to throw them off, or you just keep drilling that hit or try and play off it a little bit more than they did. But once OpTic got that double AWP pumping, it was very difficult for them to get in the game.
Pretty straightforward, I'd like to think.
Yeah, obviously the great start, you were kind of thinking, wow, our Chiefs going to actually pull this off again. Are they going to make the playoffs? Unfortunately, they lose to Pistols once they're 5-0 down, and you could see how close the rounds that they won were because they were immediately forced to eco themselves. That gave OpTic kind of a way back into the game. It gave them momentum, and it kind of at that point it also seemed like OpTic composed themselves. They were really in control ever since that moment, basically.
It does seem like the impetus that Chiefs carried into that game only took them so far through train. So now for OpTic, of course, we're going to see them go up against SK on the weekend. They played them recently online, I think, Yanko, as well. What do you guys think about their prospects now, given their map pools and given the form of the two teams going ahead?
I mean, it is going to be interesting. They took a map off of SK online in ECS, but that was with Jason and it's online, so can't really reference it all that much. I think what Tarek said in the interview is actually, interesting, that they feel more confident in best of threes, that they're also better as the tournament progresses. So they're going to struggle with the map pool against SK. They share some of the maps, and SK is simply a better team on those maps than OpTic is. But if they indeed keep upping their form, it's not going to be a wash.
I think in terms of the matchup as well, it's probably the better one for OpTic, but knowing they play against SK a lot more in their region, right? So you're not going up against the Astralis or FaZe, who are 1 and 2 in the world right now. You're going up to someone in your own backyard, even though SK are considered, a top 3 or top 5 team, wherever you want to put them in your own rankings. It's the better of the 3 teams that they could have faced. So it might take a bit of confidence there going into it. NAF playing well. We saw Rush have a good game just then. Who else is doing good? Tarek's been relatively consistent. Mixwell hasn't been hitting those stats that he's been praised for in the last month, but it was a little bit rocky for them and slow starts. Maybe the frags just weren't coming his way.
He's going to go skydive with us tomorrow,
okay.
So he's going definitely to be a Superman on Saturday.
Definitely. That's I'm sure he'll be facing some demons when he does that, as will you guys, no doubt about it. All right, let's have a look at the standings here and how things ended up after 2 days of group play. Up the top, SK Gaming, they were the first to qualify. A clean 3-0 for them. Astralis and FaZe then get through 3-1, and OpTic just sneaks through as the guillotine comes down. They get it 3-2. And then, of course, it's Chiefs, then North, then Renegades, and then Vici Gaming down the bottom, the only team unable to claim a win so far. We're going to finally look back over the day briefly. Of course, probably the most interesting match, the most exciting one. We got some footage, of course, was that upset for Chiefs over North. Definitely not what we expected to see. Quite the performance, and unfortunately they couldn't finish the job.
Yeah, and the biggest thing for these guys right now is they don't really have another international tournament on the horizon at all, so it's just going to be a couple of weeks of regret of thinking what could have been, you know, if we were able to turn a few rounds. But this was an amazing win for them, you know, to get this a few mistakes that they can obviously learn from and build from. And this is the good thing when an Australian team gets to play at this level. You learn so quickly, right? The problem is, like I said, they don't get a chance to learn more. So whatever they can take from this is great, but it's just unfortunate for them that they weren't able to proceed to the stadium part of the event.
Always happens. We get that upset, and then it's tough for them to carry it out. To be fair, though, for Chiefs, I mean, they'd already shown us and they pressed a lot of people, but they weren't quite done. We knew they'd have to go up against OpTic. We knew it wouldn't be an easy one. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, tomorrow we're going to have a day off. These guys are going to go jump out of a plane for God knows what reason. We're going to rest and recuperate before we get into the Kudos Bank Arena on Saturday and Sunday. That's where our top 4 teams are going to be playing for the lion's share of $200,000. There is your brackets. SK versus OpTic Gaming. It's going to be an NA region clash. And then on the other side, FaZe Clan versus Astralis. So many interesting things to be looking at that one, but we'll have to save that juicy, juicy stuff until we get into the arena. That's going to be about all. Thank you very much for joining me, guys, over this group stage tonight. It's been 2 very long days, but we're going to have a shoey when we get back to the hotel and shake it all off. And we'll see you kicking off 2:30 p.m. on Saturday in the Kudos Bank Arena. Come on, young Kurt, it'll be great. You'll love it. We'll see you guys then.
Nope.